Hi guys, my name is Tasha and some of you might know me as Miss Kiff, and welcome to my podcast, Being Miss Kiff. This is my first episode and I am very excited because I've been wanting to do this for a while. So Being Miss Kiff is the podcast that discusses the true experiences relative to my life journey. Now, I've had quite a journey and I will discuss that journey with you in today's podcast. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm a YouTuber, a DJ, producer, and a women's advocate. I'm here to provide inspiration, create awareness, and help you reflect on your life journey. Okay, guys, let's get started with today's episode, and this is my journey. So I am originally from South Africa and I was born in Cape Town but raised in Hermanus. And it was a very small town. I went to a public school. Everybody knew each other's business. And yeah, it was for me I had a great upbringing. My parents were amazing, but things turned a bit sour in high school when my parents went through a divorce, and because of my mum's South African coloured, and some people might find that a racist term, but we don't in South Africa. And then my dad's a British white, and they kind of got together in apartheid, and that was when white and black people couldn't be seen with each other. It was against the law. And as you can imagine, that must have been a really difficult time for them. But I was born, which is awesome. And yeah, I had a lot of insecurities when I was younger. I had curly hair with white skin, and, people used to make fun of me a lot. I used to always decide whether I needed to be in, the color group or the white group. But from a young age, I didn't really care and I stood my ground. But I'm not going to go into too much detail of that. That I will carry on a little bit later, as you'll find out later with this podcast. And yeah, I landed up having a very, very difficult time in the last 2 years of high school. As I said, my parents got divorced. That was really hard for me to deal with at such a young age because of the depth of my parents' divorce. And then through the divorce, I said I want a one-way ticket to England because I knew at that point when my parents got divorced, they had sold their house and living in South Africa with no money in terms of school fees for university. And at the time as well, I didn't even know if I'll get in because there was at the time this new kind of development that came in with you had to tick whether you're white, black, Muslim, mixed race, coloured, all these things. And it wasn't really nice for me to hear that because there had a certain percentage of people had to basically be accepted into university. So I said, no, I'm not taking that risk. I'm going to go explore England because I am half British, half South African. Why not? I moved over when I was 18 years old, and I struggled for the first definitely 4 weeks of being here, and then after that it was a good 6 months of being in London. You soon develop when you're older, like everybody moves on with their lives, no one stays in touch, and you kind of get over it, so you're all alone. And I struggled to blend in with people. I landed up au pairing, which was awesome, for 3 years, and then during that time I learned how to DJ. And DJing was such a great experience for me. I feel like it really gave me life. Especially it gave me, loads of social positive means, and I met a lot of people, and yeah, but being in the rat race in London has its pros and cons. You tend to London's not an easy place to grow up, especially, or not grow up, but for me it's growing up because it was my, I was only a little girl, 18, and I'm now 28, so it's like 10 years later. And during that time, now I reflect back and I was such a baby. But it taught me so much. I had no confidence. I had no self-respect. I was quite big. I was very big, and that's something I didn't mention earlier, is I suffered a lot of weight problems when I was younger, and I lost quite a lot of bit of weight. And my journey took me to a place of nearly self-destruction. I was partying too much. I didn't care. I was lost. And then I decided to move out of London because I'd given a good ride for 5 years. And I was like, no, this is not for me, really. I need to go away and find myself. And I ended up in Liverpool, and I ended up getting quite depressed because I didn't know the purpose or the meaning of anything. So I was about 23 years old, lost. And the thing is, I was quite a clever girl at school. I got A's in maths, chemistry, biology, the works. And unfortunately, my mind wasn't being stimulated as much as it should have been. I also was found in a place where I didn't feel like people understood me. And I now reflect on it, and I think it really comes down to me being quite introverted, and I'm such a person when it comes to morals. Morals is such a ground base for me because my parents brought me up like that. I came from a small town, and being truthful and honest and open, and because of my culture and my background, I didn't feel like I fitted in very well, and it sucked really. I ended up finding yoga, which was so amazing. Like, yoga just saved my life. I took on a yoga teacher training, and actually at the time my ex didn't want me to do it because he thought it was going to be a financial burden. And yes, I did take that risk of actually paying for teacher training and working at the same time, but I gave up my weekends for it, and it's the best thing I could have ever done for me. It opened my mind, my awareness. All of a sudden things are changing, and I'm like, what? This is like, I've been told a lie my whole life. What am I doing? So yeah, I landed up only staying a year in Liverpool because yoga really gave me the vision to get out. But I moved to North Yorkshire, and I met the most amazing people, and the people I met were like from my, like, not even my age, yeah, just about my age, to up to 50, 60 years old or more. I don't even know, because I don't really dwell on people's ages. But I started my own yoga studio there. That was the most rewarding experience of my life because I quit my job. I was like, what is the meaning of this? Like, we go to work every day, we do the 9 to 5, and it's sucking our souls. What are we doing? So I took a risk, and I was like, you know what? I want to work for myself, and I just want to be independent, because if I live a life that's not fruitful for my soul, I don't think I will be able to carry on that life very long. Whitby was a fantastic place for me, but also came to the place that really, again, turned me to a point of breaking. I was quite alone due to, I can't really reveal much in terms of the logistics, but I can reveal that it was a very bad breakup that went completely wrong. And I ended up moving from there back to London. And yeah, it was traumatizing for me, but I'm here now. And this last year, it's been one roller coaster for me because it's really just opened my awareness to a lot of things, like a lot of things. And mostly it's the journey of the self, like what are we doing, who are we? And I picked up loads of weight again, and I struggled to get a job. I just struggled to find my path again, and then I decided to study. So I'm currently studying audio production at SAE, and you know, I'm 28 years old. I look around and I almost think to myself, I'm like, oh my goodness, everybody has had this, 10 years that they could have done things, and whatever I've been doing for the last 10 years. And the one thing I will say is I have definitely found myself in terms of I know what's right for me and I know what's wrong for me. And I know I'm now at a point where I'm happy to discuss my experiences. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of anything that my past has brought upon me, because it's all brought me to who I am now. And this is why I really wanted start this podcast. I wanted to start this podcast because it's really time that I've noticed that we don't really voice how we feel, or people are so scared to just say it how it is. And a lot of people know me about my truth and who I am. I love honesty. I don't like people who fake things, because you're being in denial with yourself, and I can see that. But then I can't help but feel sorry for them, because I feel like, imagine waking up and lying to yourself every day and not really being honest and loving yourself. That's a world that I definitely have been in before. But I feel like my awareness is open so much that I'm now at a point where I'm so open, and I want to share things with people, and I will say what I feel, and it doesn't matter what reaction I get, because I'm being truthful to myself. So yeah, that brings me to the end really, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of a introduction to my background. And really with this podcast, what I'm trying to achieve is awareness really of yourself and just things that happen in life. How to love yourself, your mindset, your environment, even abortion, something that I have gone through, depression, synchronicities, and again, just things that I have personally gone through, and I don't want anybody to feel ashamed, and I just want to be the voice to be like, hey, let's have a casual conversation, and let's hear what each other has to say. Again, with my vision, I just want to just show you truly what being Miss Kiff is all about. Something that I've noticed, I'm quite introverted, so I don't particularly like to hang around a lot of people when I'm trying to recharge my batteries, but I do love people so much, and I really find that I really love communicating with people, and I just feel that I've been placed on this earth not just to be a DJ or a yoga teacher. I really am here to inspire and help share awareness with everybody. So yeah, if you'd like my podcast, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if there's any comments that you'd like to add on today's podcast, please leave it in the comment section below. If there's any topics to discuss that you'd like me to discuss on this podcast, please feel free to drop me an email at beingmisskiff@gmail.com, or again, leave it in the comment section below. And yeah, I really look forward to sharing this really awesome new journey with you.